Today, we're going to take a look at eshopOS, a platform that calls itself the engine for modern commerce. So let's pop the hood and see what that actually means for your business. So if you run an online store, I have a question for you. Does it ever feel like you're trying to juggle a dozen things at once? You're selling on your website, you're on social media, maybe you even have a physical store, and keeping it all in sync is just a complete mess.
I mean, it's a real daily grind, right? You're manually trying to sync inventory, just praying you don't sell something you don't have. You're updating product photos here, then descriptions over there, one by one. And that syncing feeling when you see that sold out error on a hot item, it's not just stressful. It's a massive waste of time you could be using to, actually grow your business.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the chaos of modern commerce. Then we'll talk about the solution, which is creating a single source of truth. After that, we'll see how you can unify your operations, put your business on autopilot, and finally, how you can get this whole engine up and running.
All right, first up, the chaos of modern commerce. Let's really dig into why selling everywhere, which is supposed to be a good thing, has gotten so ridiculously complicated. Here's the bottom line. When you're selling on a bunch of different platforms without one system holding it all together, your data is just scattered to the wind. Your product info is in one place, your inventory numbers in another, your operations are totally fragmented, and the end result? Your time, your most valuable asset, just gets eaten up by busy work. So what if you could finally bring some order to all that chaos? Well, that leads us right into our next section, creating a single source of truth, and this is where we meet the eshopOS Commerce Core. So what is this Commerce Core? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like the central brain for your entire business. It's one unified system that pulls all your most important stuff, your product catalog, your live inventory, every single order, all your customer info into one single powerful platform. No more guessing games. Now, once you have that central brain in place, you can finally unify your operations. This is where we start to solve some of those major headaches we were just talking about. Okay, let's tackle a big one. You sell a t-shirt, right? But it comes in 10 colors and 6 sizes. That's 60 different versions you have to keep track of. Now, just imagine that across your whole product line. It's a spreadsheet nightmare, and it gets out of hand so fast. The fix for this is something called a universal catalog. You define that t-shirt exactly once, with all its colors, sizes, materials, whatever you want. And from that one single entry, the system pushes it out everywhere you sell. You make one change, and boom, it's updated across the board. And then there's every merchant's worst nightmare, overselling. You know the drill. You get a huge rush of orders from 2 different channels at the same time for your very last item. Now you have to email a customer and tell them they can't have what they paid for. It feels terrible, and it's so bad for your reputation. The solution here is a distributed ledger. Now, that might sound technical, but just think of it as a hyper-aware stock counter that never sleeps. It knows what's available, what's been put in a shopping cart and is reserved, and what's been shipped. Because it tracks everything in real time across every channel, overselling basically becomes impossible. And of course, there's just the sheer amount of time this all takes. Let's say you want to launch a new product. That means you got to log into Instagram, then your TikTok shop, then your point of sale system, then your main website, just to do the same thing over and over again. It's exhausting. Well, Omnichannel Sync completely eliminates that problem. From your one Commerce Core, you just broadcast your updates out to all your channels, kind of like a radio tower. You get to sell everywhere, but you only have to manage one place. I mean, think of the hours you get back. It's a total game changer. Okay, so your operations are all unified. Now we can get to the really cool part. What if your business could start to run itself? Let's talk about putting your business on autopilot with an event-driven engine. Check out how simple yet powerful this is. You build a simple rule. So first an event happens. Let's say an order gets paid. The system then checks a rule that you created, like, was this order more than $100? If the answer is yes, then an action is automatically triggered. Maybe you tag that customer as a VIP and send them a special welcome email. All of that happens instantly without you lifting a finger. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds amazing, but it must be super complicated to set up. Well, let's talk about that. The whole point is to get you from setup to actually selling, and to do it fast. It's really just a few straightforward steps. You set up your store, you add your products into that universal catalog we talked about, you connect your channels, and you hit publish. And just like that, you are live and ready to take orders. It's designed to be simple.
This quote on the screen really just says it all. The whole idea is to let you do what you're good at. Let them handle the complicated tech stuff behind the scenes so you can get back to focusing on finding great products and actually connecting with your customers. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Just imagine for a second that all the time you currently spend worrying about inventory, doing manual updates, and fixing little errors was just given back to you. What new products could you launch? What new ideas could you explore? Seriously, what could you achieve if your operations just worked?